Peace. Peace and wisdom. It's the wise servant here, Mr. Solace. Today I want to do this very interesting video. But first I want to say this because I get many new people coming to my channel daily. So I want to be clear. All the content that I put up on my channel, I usually keep it knowledge-based. Understanding ancient wisdom as well as new things. But the content on my channel is usually knowledge-based. I don't deal with the antics. So I want to be clear when I say that. If you're new to the channel and you happen to pop up on this video first, you're in the right place. But today I want to just take a moment out and do this video called Gangster. Because you have a lot of our youth, and this is not just a black thing, but this is every nationality. You have a lot of our youth pulling for the gangster lifestyle or culture. It's almost being embedded into all lifestyles. So in the hip-hop culture, which is legal business, you have the gangster lifestyle threaded in it. And this goes to pop culture, Chinese culture, any culture you go to, nationality. This is beginning to be threaded into the lifestyle. So I want to do this video called Gangster because it was a purpose and a point of being gangster. This all had a purpose in its time. And that purpose is kind of gone. There's truly no purpose or point of being gangster in today's times. And I want to explain this to the youth. Because in today's times, you don't have any OGs coming forth, breaking down the purpose of the gangster rules and laws and why snitching was not supposed to be. And all of this is kind of confused now. If you ask people, why do the gangster live by these certain rules? And you begin to go into those rules. In today's times, you'll find many gangsters don't have logical answers, good explanations. And it's because they don't know. We in a time now where people just been living this gangster life that the actual rules, the laws, the purpose, none of these things is really researched or passed down, so to say, like it was in the past. You knew what you was coming into and you knew the purpose of it. You knew the point of the rules and laws. So in today's times, you know, the whole snitching thing, it's being viewed as stupid, or it's on that path to being viewed as stupid, where, you know, everything is like this in today's times. You know, it's like up for grabs. It's kind of hard to put your finger on, and that's because there's not being any direct, clear explanation for the gangster lifestyle, the rules and things of it. So in this video today, I want to explain some things. I want to explain exactly why the gangster culture or lifestyle is so flimsy now. It's almost like commercial. And it's a reason for that. In today's times, if you can clearly see in today's times, you have people that are into gangster lifestyle, meaning they indulge into gangster activities. And you'll see these people trying to justify their acts and explain their case to people who are not from that life. So you have a lot of radio blogs and things like this. And when street and gangster things happen, you'll see these gangsters on these platforms explaining themselves to people who do not come from that life. And there's a big problem with that. Because now you put those who are not from the life, their opinion becomes law in the life. Grasp how deep that is. I'll give you an example. You have the Troy Ave situation. Now, what Troy Ave was involved in, that was real street gangster stuff. But you have him explaining himself to people who do not qualify to engage into that conversations lest they involve themselves into that lifestyle. So I come from a time where if you was not from a certain lifestyle, meaning the gangster lifestyle, you didn't have an opinion on it. You completely mind your business from that. It was foolish to you, every aspect of it, and you separated yourself from it. You didn't engage into it and question it, lest you were part of it. And you get what you get. But in today's times, it's weird. You have people who do not qualify, questioning those that live that life. And in that, they begin to kind of structure the law. And this is why things in the streets and the gangster culture, it's confusing now. It's like what's real and what's not. What is supposed to be done and what is not. And why? This is why it's fuzzy and cloudy. Because you have people that are really from that life now answering to those who are not from that life. And why that is a problem is because it sets the law for the streets. So now you got people who are not from the streets and their opinions and things shape and form the street laws. So it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. It's like the recent event with Hell Rell, and he got beat up in the restaurant with his family. Guy walked up on him, punched him in the face. Now, it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp because Hell Rell is going to explain himself to the public. Now, 80% of the public that he's going to explain himself to, they ain't from that life. They don't have those circumstances, so their opinion doesn't even matter. They're not built for that life in any way to have that opinion, lest they be out there involved in that kind of stuff. So it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. When he does that, and when anyone does these kind of things, you set that lifestyle, that culture, its whole purpose, you send it into oblivion to where it's completely dumb. So like when you're dealing with the Hell Rell situation, it's being judged and opinionized by people who do not come from that life. So the main thing that's supposed to be addressed is not, which is why are people recording gangster activity? Because when you do this now, Hell Rell is in a situation where he can't actively or consciously in a wise, because you don't want to be gangster and be dumb. That's pointless. Like, we got to get real. That makes no sense. So to be a gangster so you can be dumb is like, what's the point of that? But my point of saying that is now Hell Rell he can't really pop back off on people because it's on camera. Half of the case is already solved. He just has to complete the other half. So it's almost like we're setting up the time in jail. And this is where shit is getting fluky and goofy, because that makes no sense right there in itself. You can't judge a man's gangster by goofy shit. This is why in the past, cameras, even writing things down, talking to people about things, this was not allowed for that purpose, because now you give people the power to have an opinion that don't come from that life. You make them feel comfortable. A lot of people my age know in our times, you didn't give them that right. They not from the life. They not going to understand to be able to give you an accurate opinion. So in the daytimes, you see everybody jumping the gun. Oh, Hell Rell. Now, I'll get into all of that because I'm not defending him. He ran. And it's a deep thing. You'll always see in a man's nature what he truly is by his instincts when he's caught off guard. So it's a deep thing. Hell Rell's first instincts was to run. He wasn't really in any real danger. And then wasn't happening that was like, oh, to a real gangster, this is stupid. Teeth supposed to be knocked out, jaw wired. It's supposed to be bad. It was a time where when the man got his just due, so we call it. I mean, every dog has his day. When you get your day, it was a day. This shit, that's nothing. That's stupid. That's like little white boy suburban shit. When you really look at it from a gangster's perspective, and a lot of people ain't really gangsters, so they can't. But for the gangsters, or those that know gangsters, you know, that's suburban. That looked like a high school event. Something that happened in a high school hallway. Scrambling and scuffling on the floor, running away. It's just weird. And this is what I'm talking about. So it's a deep thing, but my point was this: you'll always see what a man truly is when he's caught off guard. Now, I'm not here to insult Hell Rell or anything or get involved or take anybody's sides. I don't care about none of this. This has nothing to do with real stuff. This is weird. But it's my point. When you give weirdos option to have an opinion on gangster things, then the weirdo stuff is overlooked because weirdos don't care about that part. They like, I didn't think about that part. And this is my point. So now when things is being recorded, Hell Rell can't pop back off in all reality. Now you'll have a bozo say, well, if he gangster, he should just pop off then. But only a nigga that ain't really from that life will say some stupid shit like that. You live this life. This life is for a purpose. And the purpose ain't for you to be stupid to entertain people that ain't from the life. The streets have become boxing. Meaning you got two niggas in the ring fighting, beating each other up to entertain others that wouldn't get in the ring they goddamn self. So it's a deep, cold-blooded thing. Y'all have to begin to look at things for what they truly are. Now, as far as Hell Rell, his instincts was to run. So it's a deep thing y'all got to grasp. It doesn't matter how a person justifies it and says, oh, you supposed to run off. I'm not saying he wasn't. Get out of there if you can. I mean, at the end of the day, your life is more important than you trying to impress people. And when you get to a certain age, you just got to know that. You got more to live for than impressing stupid-ass people. People going to always want to be entertained by whatever. And people going to always have an opinion on whatever they can. But you got to be real within yourself to say this goofy motherfucker don't even qualify. And if he questioned me on some shit that I know he ain't a part of that life, I'm going to show him what that life is all about. So because that's how it would have been in the past. You go back to the past, people didn't interview people on gangster things. I don't want nothing to do with that. I don't want to ask you nothing about that. Don't involve me, please. It was simple like that. In today's times, you got goofies. You got a lot of the radio bloggers. A lot of y'all are not in that life. You got a lot of people think because they know gangsters or because I sold crack before for 6 months or some weird shit out of their whole life, and you got it like really watered down and weird. Street and gangster meant that was your whole life. There was no, I did it for 6 months. And when I was in the streets, that was my whole life. There was no aspect of it that, it wasn't no, oh, I was gangster. I sold dope for 3 months, 6 months, a year. I'm going to sell dope since when you get old enough to get working papers and you get you a job. It's the same for niggas in the street. When they old enough to sell that shit, which is like 14, 15, and they could count and their mind is somewhat accustomed to grasp. Same way nigga go to summer youth and get a job, niggas hit the streets around that same time. And so, just to give you the perspective, it's cold-blooded, it's deep, and you work, and you learn, and you grasp. And the two didn't mix. No gangster I won't get questioned by no nigga that ain't gangster. How dare I put myself in that? Why would I do that? That's like a nigga walking up to me and asking me, hey, Cheese, I want to know about when you got shot. Get the fuck out of here. Do you get shot, nigga? Are you out here? If you ain't, don't ever ask me no shit, because you don't understand that shit. So you don't understand how we go. It's deep. When I was on Sarnetta TV once, he had wanted to do a segment with me, just, going into my past life and how I was a gangster, because I used to sell dope and all that on a real level, not the weirdo shit where, I'm standing on a corner, but I had workers, a whole 24-hour system. And like I said, that was my life. And Sarnetta wanted to do, because I've been through everything you could think of type shit where, it's real. And he wanted to do a segment on that. And I told him, like, nah. I wasn't telling him nah, because he ain't gangster or whatever the case is. But his audience and all these motherfuckers, like, I don't do that. You had me live talking about my gangster life live to motherfuckers. I didn't even see these niggas. I don't do that. I don't get questioned by motherfuckers that don't shoot or get shot in regards to these kind of conversations. If you got shot and you part of that kind of life, we could chop it up anytime you want on it, because I know you understand shit from experience. So you got weirdos, they looking for hell rail to pop back off, or this person to do this, and a real nigga already know, like, this is stupid. Ain't nothing to do. This gangster shit done turned goofied out because y'all already setting the scene. You already solving half the case. You know, pop off on Hell Rail, it's on camera. That's half the case solved. Now all Hell Rail gotta do is just do what niggas normally do and pop back off, and now that's the other half of the case. And you see my point? Y'all solved the case. So Hell Rail might do shit the real way and pop off on niggas off camera, but it doesn't matter because half the case is already solved. So that part to form it is easy. And this is why you didn't do things on camera. You didn't write things down. You didn't speak to people that had nothing to do with things. You explained yourself to the motherfuckers directly above you that was going to bust your head. Anybody else? That's like you explaining yourself to your workers. The fuck I look like? Hey man, why? Why this nigga grabbed you up by your collar? Motherfucker, because that's my boss. And you don't need to know I got one, motherfucker. Just shut the fuck up and get back to work before I collar you up. So it was like that, how I come up. You don't ask no nigga. You knew your guidelines. Like, all right, he got collared the fuck up by whoever he got collared up by, but he realer than me, so I ain't about to get into that shit. That shit was just weird as fuck. And then you just set your aspirations above him and said, I want to be the nigga that collared him. And you don't really know what's going on with that situation, but I'm just giving you that ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't nobody collared me. That don't happen, you know. Not to say things don't happen to me. Like I said, I've been shot, stabbed, everything you could think of. Take my wins and losses, but ain't no running. You don't see me laid out in the street looking stupid and all this weird type shit. Like, that ain't for me. Whatever I've been through, it wasn't no running and tap dancing under the feet and please stop, and I don't do all of that. My nigga, we gangster. You had your rainy days and your sunny days, and if you a gangster, it's just the same day. You know? Sometimes you get wet, sometimes you don't. It's simple as that. I don't know how to explain it. People ain't part of the life. They just can't understand. But everything had its purpose. For a reason. This is why you didn't talk. Because then you shape and form the rules. Now you got goofy things that are a part of the gangster lifestyle. I just seen this T'Chak. Y'all forgot this young nigga name. The 6ix9ine nigga. They saying he got a check-in LA. And then he getting beat up on camera and all this weird. He wasn't getting beat up, but it was just, like I said, everything looked like high school hallway, stupid, weird shit. But they was rolling on the floor right in the middle of the fucking airport highway, just looking stupid. Like, if this is what gangsters are, you can't not want it. You don't want to be a part of that. And I'm not saying the young 6ix9ine niggas gangster or not. He was born into a times where all this shit goofy and fuzzy the fuck out. So if you want to be technical, ain't nobody gangster in today times. But I'm gonna break down some of these rules that we had in the streets and the purposes of them, like recording things and why snitching was not the purpose of these things, because in today's times you don't get those answers. But first I want to just quickly finish this 6ix9ine thing. They basically saying he got to check in when he get to the town or whatever the case may be. And I guess he felt, fuck, I ain't checking in, that means get extorted. And whatever the case may be, he got beat up or whatever the case may be, or he beat them up, or however, it just looked sloppy to me. I don't know what happened, but it was dumb. Now, my point of saying that is this. You had rules like that back in the day. If you go to a certain person in town or whatever the case may be, you got to pay respect. You don't just come to somebody's block, get money on their block, and don't cut them nothing. So you gotta, but in today's times, we so lost, everybody want to be tough, and this is what I'm saying. People don't understand the rules and laws and purpose of this. So you don't have nobody in today's times explaining to the young man, it's not about you being a sucker, and it's not about these people being tough, but it's about people are starving out here, everybody trying to make whatever they can make. It's not about shitting on you. You come in a people block. It's like dope, young brother. You say you a street nigga, so you grasp. And you explain it to them. You can't come to my block and sell dope on my block and not give me anything. You make me look stupid. On top of that, I'm working my block. So you gotta show some type of homage, respect. Now you put that into rap. You can't just come to my city making your money. You got brothers here that's on the come up trying to make money, and it's just a respect thing. You have a city. So this rule is not bad for you because now you have a city and so it's the same. So anytime you hear a rule against you and you like, nah, I don't see why I gotta pay, but you always gotta look at it from that perspective. Okay, well, you got your city and brothers will tour theirs. So fair is fair. You want to set things up where you have a structure. So in the past, all of this was important for structure. It wasn't about people being chumped off. That's their house. How the fuck you telling people what you gonna do in their house? I'm coming to your house if I want. I don't got... This is basically what the young nigga's saying, but he only saying that because of the way it's being pushed to him. Basically, we extorting you. So any nigga gonna be like, nah, fuck y'all. I ain't checking in. But if it be explained to him, and this is my point, you don't have no real gangsters no more from the past. It was about humility and respect. You don't disrespect nobody. You speak to them how they need to be spoken to. Some people stupid, then you bust their fucking head. Simple as that. But you give a man his respect. Listen, man, nobody want to play you out, but you can't just come to the city like that and not, give a little percentage up. It's just common nature. If a man wants to sell something in my store, anywhere in life, if I want to sell my music from this label, they have to get a percentage. Now, the way we got the game set up, the label get more, but you get my point. This is in any aspect of life. So the young man is supposed to pay some type of due to the people there. Not everybody, but whoever solid and got that structure in line. It's just up for grabs now. It became an extorting thing, and this is why you see it's stupid like that, because ain't no order no more in the streets. It's like I said, the rules are all cloudy because nobody really knows the purpose of the rules. The rules have been because you're not a punk. So he can't come to the town and perform because he didn't check in. And the reason for that is because they not punks. So he got to check in. And this is where it's like, that's stupid. That's some dumb shit. And this is my point. The streets, the gangster culture, the lifestyle, it's become dumb shit because of that. Because people don't know why this is happening. People are just doing things like bozos. So it's deep. Now, I'm not as popular as everybody else. So the things I'm saying may be taken wrong. And they say, fuck this nigga, he not no gangster, boom, 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 boom. And then the whole point don't get grasped. And then motherfuckers be still off course. And then you gotta live with this dumb shit. So now he gonna be put in a position one day when he get older, and he gonna be big 6'9", and he may be famous and big, and everybody know him, and now he's a legend and an OG, and young brothers coming up on say, I ain't checking in with you, nigga. Fuck you. I ain't paying no due. You was on that same time, and then you gotta kind of respect it. You like, damn, what the fuck did I start? So this is my point. All the law led to a purpose. Things just have to be more clear. We keep coming at people, but there's no logical explanation. It's just stupid. It's making the streets, the whole purpose of the gangster lifestyle, foolish. Now, I'm going to go more in depth, but before I do, I want to speak back on the Hell Rel thing and how his instincts was to run. You got to know, in the past, people knew how to watch a man's instincts. Now, I'm not just speaking out of experience. I've been through everything, like I said. So I've had people run up and pop off on me when I don't expect it. But my instincts was never to run. That may have been the wise thing to do, but that wasn't in my instincts because that's not my nature. A coward is not in me. So that's not my nature. And don't get lost, because I know people in today's times, just like I said, you got goofies with opinions. So they say, why you get popped on? Why you get shot if you was really tough? Because that's how the streets go. It's like anything in life. If you viewed as something powerful, then people want to show I got power too. So the goofy's gonna always try to take out the real nigga because he want to be real. But I just come from a time where that's not how that went. You had to get signs off and things like this. So even if something happened to me, it still happened according to street guidelines. Even if there was a goofy play, you still got to get sign-offs. So grasp how deep what I'm telling you is. These are the things that is not seen in today's times. You see a nigga get popped off on. You see another nigga get popped off on. But you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know, okay, with this nigga it was different. OGs had to actually sign off on that. They may not have said anything, but behind the scenes it was things that happened before that was even able to happen. And for the next nigga, it just happens at random at any moment. So it's a deep thing. You got to grasp it's a difference. You don't have these things no more. You just have goof bag niggas do anything. So it's a deep thing. I want you to grasp. I'm not applying anything I've ever been through. I don't want you to get lost and think this don't got nothing to do with me. Anything I ever been through in life, no matter what it was, there was still some aspect of the old way applied. OG niggas gonna be dealt with like OG niggas. Period. It's clouded now. I'm not saying it's not. But behind the scenes, it's still threads of the old way have to be taken. So I can pop off on a nigga if I want. I don't have to get no sign off. Right now, a nigga can't just pop off on me. Like, this is reality. If a nigga tell you otherwise, he's fucking lying. A nigga gotta get some kind of say so from, he's going to ask somebody first, can I? So it's a deep thing. I did a lot of things in the streets. There's a lot of people that I know. Nobody don't know who cool with who and what's what. So when you dealing with real people, you like, before I make a move, I'm going to check just on common fucking sense. So this don't have nothing to do with a rule like, oh, I'm going to check in to see because he real like that. But just cause a nigga real like that, you going to be like, yo, I know he associated with D. He did things. If you a street person, you know who. So you know everybody's resume. A nigga would know my resume if he really a street nigga. And he like, I'ma check with other crazy ass niggas that I know he was associated with. Just to make sure. Because, so this is my point. The whole purpose of the streets is just like, it become weird. It's like retarded. And it's because ain't nobody stepping forth and saying, hold up. That don't go like that. Like when Troy Ave is explaining himself to Charlemagne, DJ Envy, Angela Lee. There's nobody, no OGs around anymore to say, wait. Like 50 Cent, I'm expecting people like this to say, wait, hold the fuck up. Y'all don't qualify to ask that man shit. Y'all don't do nothing. Like, hold up. Hold on 1 second. So it's deep. Gangsters gotta speak to him. That got to stay there. Like, less is goofy. And this is how you know when things get goofy. Because now when Troy Ave explains himself to the breakfast clubs and things like this, he dry snitches on himself in a sense. So you see how the goofy way we go with things, we think, oh, nah, that's it. If he don't do it that way, then we won't know what's going on. But in him doing it that way, now he makes things goofy for himself. And now we all got to live by that. So now y'all all got to live by that. See how deep that is? You got to live by that goofy way now where a nigga that you know is less than you as far as whatever's being spoken of. His opinion matter. So you got people that's made it in the music business. And they still got to subject themselves to people, the fans' perspective. and explain themselves to y'all. And it's just deep. That's not to say they better than y'all, but they made it to where a lot of y'all want to go. Yet they answering to y'all. So it makes no sense. People go with dumb shit, but then you gotta live with that dumb shit. And the reason this dumb shit is happening is because you got people that's not really a part of that life, fully setting the law and the tone of things. So it's a deep thing I want y'all to grasp. I'm sorry, I had this candle lit. It's strong though. But damn. But this is what happens. So you have weird things happening and then people explaining. That's the one thing I'll say with this whole Taxstone Troy Ave thing. Taxstone ain't say shit yet. And that's what's it ain't supposed to be none of that. Explaining to people, y'all explaining yourselves to people. It's just weird. We gotta get on a level. I also want to speak on Cardi B before I go more in depth. Because she made that statement when she said, I got this flu coat on or whatever. And if you from the streets, you know, in the gang culture, if you a blood, you know, you kind of put, when I was coming up, if you was a blood, you put the B sound on all C words. So if I say I want a cigarette, I'll say a biggerette. Just to cross that C word out. Because this is all graffiti. So the way we spoke kind of went with the culture. So you might throw up a nigga set and cross it out. So we spoke in that same aspect. Instead of saying a C word, I'm going to cross it out in my language. And we danced in the C walk and the B walk. We was crossing niggas sets out. So in today's times, I don't think these type of things is really known. I don't know why nobody not saying nothing. Like Snoop and all these niggas know this. I'm a New York gang member, nigga. I don't refer to myself as that, but I came up blood in New York. And I don't understand why nobody ain't saying nothing. All these things we did was a purpose. It wasn't just, they speak that way in today's times just because it's popular. I don't even think the gang member like Cardi B, I don't think she really knows the reason why she speaks that way and says flu. Mind you, that's weird because we said blue. That shit had to be on the front. B words are bueno, that's all good. It's the C words that we don't like. In today's times, they just like replacing anything with anything. It's stupid. And you got the OGs going with this. So this is where I'm confused. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with this gang shit because it's weird. This shit don't make no sense. Damn, I did this shit again. Trying to move the candle, and spill a wax on my hand. But you got the OGs going with this dumb shit. Like I said, in my day, you know, we spoke this way for a purpose. It went with what we was doing in real life. So in real life, you would spray paint a nigga's set up and cross it out. So now when you dance, you like it's the same fucking... So we B-walk, C-walk, but we was crossing niggas' C's out and all that shit with our feet. We was stacking with the feet, crossing niggas' shit out. Now it's just a dance. So it's a deep thing you gotta grasp. When we spoke that way and replaced the C words with B letters, it was for that. It's like you crossing a nigga's set out. Cardi B don't understand none of that. So you got niggas getting mad from LA like, bitch, this ain't no game. You can't do that. That's disrespectful. You saying this shit out in the public. That's some shit you do around your homies or in your direct area to the opposing set. You don't say that shit out in public because you got business dealings with people that's Crips. But they don't understand that nobody don't. Even the niggas on the west side don't understand fully why that's like that and why that's spoken that way. Meaning replacing the letters. So it just becomes I'm not a sucker. You can't do that because we not soft. But there's no explanation to Cardi B like, yo, that's done because of this reason. When you say that and you do that, you insult niggas. It's more than just lingo. See, when you're dealing with the gang members and all this shit now in today times, a lot of this shit is just lingo. They're not getting their codes and their... When I came into the gang, I got a book of codes. And I had to go make copies and give all of them to my friends and niggas that I blooded in. Because I came up through the ranks. I got I'm old school, nigga. I got the green light. And you go up through the ranks. Green light, it was SPs and all that. Then that's superiors. So on and so forth. Then I started selling dope, and that shit don't mix. So when you start selling dope and you get to a certain level, you just you above the gang shit, and that shit don't apply to you. You the bag, so it's different. But it's weird now. Ain't nobody explaining directly to her. You can't do that for that reason. They telling her you can't do that because it's disrespectful and we not suckers. But that's not the reason. You got to make the reason make sense to the youngins so they grasp. We did all of this for that reason. So when you speak that way, it's like the equivalent of you literally on TV writing Crip and then crossing it out. And then she could say, oh, that's not what I meant. That's just how we talk. It's our lingo. But the lingo mean more than that if you go back to the roots. And this is what the youth is missing. The roots. All the real motherfuckers is in the jail, dead, or like myself, they on a whole nother tip. Because the street shit is weird. You setting yourself up for failure if you fucking with the streets because the rules are all cloudy. So now it's become, oh, this is because of this because I'm not pussy. And no gangster rule ever boiled down to being tough or pussy. It was all logical thinking. Simple as that. Just like the way we spoke. It was logical thinking. We write the set name on the wall and cross it out. So therefore we dance crossing their name out. We speak crossing their name out. It was a logic to it. A point. Therefore you knew if I do that, that's what I'm doing. So there's no confusion where she would do that. But in today's times, you just got people going in on her. Like, oh, you stupid bitch, why you want to say... Well, they don't even understand for themselves why. It's a reason. There's a reason why you don't do gangster shit on camera. Because then you interfere with what happens in the streets. Now this person can't bang back. If they do... You know where they're going. So now if you look into the streets in today's times, you got people just doing dumb shit that you like, damn, he dumb. He should have known he was going to go to jail if he did that. But that's the pressures y'all are putting on that lifestyle and culture. You fucking up the rule and the whole point of it. To where now niggas is gangster on suicide missions. A nigga will get popped off on camera and then try to redeem himself on camera and go to jail. And be fucking confused like, dog, you playing a losing game. They done made the streets and the gangster lifestyle some weird shit. And it's because weird shit is being accepted. You got real people that live that lifestyle explaining themselves to goofy ass radio podcasters and radio disc jockeys. No disrespect to DJ Envy, Charlemagne, Ara, Angela Yee. It's okay to be what you are. They worked for that. Ever since I was young, Envy was putting out mixtapes, and Envy grind from the bottom of this industry to get to where he at. So I'm not shitting on what they do. They need to do that. Don't fucking put yourself in that. It's shit deep. You got motherfuckers on dumb time. They gonna come across the wrong person that come from the cloth I come from. And they gonna get slapped, shit gonna get crazy, and they not gonna understand, like, what the fuck is he doing? Niggas not on that time. You don't come from that life. I know you don't, so you can't ask me that. How the fuck you gonna ask me that? And they will never understand that. They like, but this is what we do for a living. When you... What you think? And the nigga that's on the other end of the stick, like, I just know the rules of what I come from. You ain't supposed to involve yourself in my shit lest you from that cloth. Lest I'm explaining myself to somebody that ain't even in The fuck I'm explaining myself to you? Like, just think about that. I shoot motherfuckers. Not saying me, but just the person in the perspective. I shoot people, you don't, but you questioning me on how I handle some shit in the streets that you ain't from? Because when Troy Ave explains himself to them, this is what he's doing. They're Charlemagne and they all giving him his opinion. Mind you, we know what these people have been doing for the last decade and 2 decades. Not street shit. They ain't a part of that life. So they don't understand. And they goofy opinions, it's only goofy because they're not from that life. They don't understand the source and purpose of these rules and how things are. They don't understand any of that. So their opinion is like for what they do. That ain't that. And this is what you have in today times. You have it where everything is like weird and confusing to where people don't even know the point. You didn't do stuff on camera because now you got to live amongst that. Now it's cool. Anybody can record anybody. In the past, you got killed for some shit. A nigga would have never in his right mind pulled out a camera and tried to record somebody. Nigga would have automatically thought you was a fed. In the whole whatever area you was in would have tried to kill you. What the fuck are you doing? So it's deep. In today's times, it's normal. Even a gangster will somewhat accept it. Like, nah, but that's how niggas is in today's times and it don't matter. That shit interferes with niggas' lives and freedom. A nigga can't even defend himself in today's times in life properly because you like shit. The camera's on me. I'm going to jail. So it's a deep thing y'all gotta grasp. There's cameras everywhere. We get lost. This person snitching, that person snitching. Niggas forget, if you doing dumb shit, knowing cameras is around, you're setting yourself up. People need to really get clear. If you a young person and you coming up in the streets, you really need to rethink all the other options that you got. Because the streets and the gangster lifestyle is for goofies now. It is not what it was. It does not serve the same purpose for what it was. It's just some goofy nigga shit. A nigga was in the streets, he got some sort of morality and honor about himself. More than a regular working class person. Now, I know that may sound weird in today's times. You like, how the fuck can a nigga in the streets have more morality than a regular person? The shit they do in the streets is unmoral. But that's now. In the past, it wasn't like that. Everything was with respect. Everything was in its lane. And a lion... You see the lion eating a gazelle, but you don't live their life, so you don't need to have an opinion. They know what they doing. They keep that shit there. When you see lions coming and hunting gazelles in your city, then have an opinion, because now they're breaking the laws. So this is how I came up. Whatever happened in the streets, if you wasn't a part of it, you wasn't supposed to grasp it. You have to live it to understand. You have to get shot and go through certain things to say, I can grasp why this needs to be done this way and that needs to be done that way. I see why this shouldn't be recorded or spoken of when I do this, because then it interferes with, we kind of helping the oppressing forces, which is the cops. Y'all help their job so easily now in the streets. Y'all do have to work. The feds don't have to set... It's deep, y'all. The feds used to have wiretapping and video surveillance budgets in their investigations. Meaning they have to pay for these things to investigate a person. I don't even think they need that budget anymore. Because y'all get all the footage and all the speaking for them. All they have to do is gather up all y'all data and shift through it. So they no longer need to get footage themselves. It's like the gangsters do the job for, it's just cold-blooded. Y'all like really, like I don't want to fuck up the way if people want to live this way. I'm not here to dictate how niggas want to live. I'm real. Once I see the streets is goofy and I see people that I know is real and they kind of goofying out and going, I don't play these games. I don't want to play this type of life no more. Mm-mm. It's a setup to be in jail. So you got to be smart in life. People get lost in trying to impress people that don't matter. Trying to fucking impress Charlamagne. He don't matter. He ain't a gangster nigga in the street that's gonna blow your head off. Speaking about Troy Ave. You don't need to justify yourself to Charlamagne or anybody in life. They say, oh, if he get on the stand, he ratting. How? It's on fucking camera. Y'all already, like I said, y'all already do the cop's job. Then y'all be like, this person ratting, that person ratting. So if he don't speak his point, he's a rat. If he speaks his point and get on the stands and explain what happened on camera, he's a rat. If he don't, he fucks himself for absolutely no reason so that he can prove to people who don't live that life that he ain't no sucker. How the streets get to that point? Because I don't remember ever where a gangster nigga had to impress weirdo motherfuckers. When did the street life become entertainment for weirdos? And when did real street gangster niggas sign on to this shit? Because when y'all do this is what y'all doing. When y'all be like, oh, I'm gonna go on this show and explain myself, and I'm on Twitter explaining myself to goofy motherfuckers that don't even live this life. I don't never get caught up in that. I know who the fuck real and who ain't. I'm never going to explain myself to no weird motherfucker. For what? It's easier for me to just fuck you up and show you what that life is all about, being as though I know you really ain't a part of it, so you ain't gonna last once pressure's applied. It's like the hell rail shit. Motherfuckers gonna run. Because that's what's within them. And I'm not going against Hell Rail in any way. I don't know him personally. I don't care to know anybody personally. Nothing I'm saying is against anybody, but this has to do with the point of where the streets is going. It's weird. He was supposed to get beat up off camera. When you beat people up off camera, you can beat them up right. That's why he was scrambling and scrubbling and getting away, because motherfuckers trying to record shit and beat niggas up. You, come on. If you beating a nigga up on some real shit, you can't have time for that. Game started all of this. And I like Game. I don't want him to get offended or nobody. But he started this goofy shit. And Game's brother and a lot of them niggas from that Pyru said, when he did that to 40 Glock on camera, they knew that was not the way things go. That's why if you watch that video, you hear niggas in the background like, chill, don't stop. Because you supposed to just smirk him the fuck out. How we do in the streets. Caught that nigga slipping, he a rap. His time is up. Literally, like he's over. He's dead. Ain't like that now. What Game did was like weirdo shit. Weirdo shit nigga do that. Record a nigga beating up and show the world, look, he a sucker. But that don't show 40 Glock a sucker. That just show 40 Glock got caught. Which is what happens in the streets. You a gangster, everybody's gangsters. Who's gonna get caught first? It's inevitable. If you get caught, you got caught, nigga. You know what you got to do. But when that happens, you can't do what you got to do. That ain't supposed to happen like that. So then it just becomes clouded and weirded out. Then that's pushed out to the public who don't live that life. Their opinions become the law of the streets. So now that's the way of the streets. If you a gangster, you record your gangster acts, setting yourself up to go to jail. Or dry snitching. Because when you do that, that's all you're doing. It's like popping off on a nigga in front of the CO in jail. That's dry snitching. Why you gonna pop off on me while the guard's right there? You know they gonna get up and intervene, nigga. So you want to, and 5 seconds they gonna come and out. So nobody in the past would have viewed these type of things as, oh, you gangster, that you a sucker. If you was real, you pop off on that nigga off camera, letting it be known to him, this is real, and I'ma kill your ass, nigga. So he knows shit but be real. You do it on camera, it's like, this is for show. You can't do but so much and expect not to go to jail. That's just not reality. So it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp when you're dealing with all this. People get jaded out and they don't understand the purposes of all these street rules and laws that were of old. It was a purpose to them all, a very valuable purpose. And a lot of people are living the street life and they don't have no clue of why. Say, why you ain't supposed to snitch, young man? Because that ain't what you're supposed to do. But he don't know the real reason. Where it makes sense, where he could feel in his spirit, okay, me ratting is more than just some, because I'm not a sucker. But it got to do with what you up against. The cops, people that's not in the street, they don't know what's going on in the streets because we don't record nothing, we don't write nothing down, we don't talk. We just talk amongst ourselves. Therefore, cops, regular civilians in the past, they don't know shit. So we don't got nothing to worry about. As long as none of us don't say nothing, the cops can't lock nobody up because they don't know shit. All they know is what they find later. They can't go to no regular civilian because we don't let them know shit either. They don't have an opinion either. See my point? So in the past, the streets was more solid. You could do what you needed to do to a nigga and not have to be worrying about, I'm going to jail. I'ma die or I'ma do the killing. I ain't got to worry about jail because we don't talk. We don't deal with them. This is why you didn't rap. This is why you didn't talk to people who weren't in the streets about street shit. This is the reasons for that. So if someone say, why you ain't supposed to rap? Why you ain't supposed to tell your business to people that ain't in the streets? That's why. Because when you do that, now you give the cops more leeway to get you. They have more weight into your life. Make sense? You don't tell regular civilians shit, and you don't deal with cops, so how they gonna know anything, to do anything? So the law was to protect the whole. Motherfuckers get lost on the individual shit, trying to impress motherfuckers that don't matter. And find yourself doing the job for the cops. Now you got to work out deals and bargains with them. And this is how that happened. Then you have motherfuckers that rap, say motherfuckers that didn't rap, because now they back up against the wall and y'all live amongst this. Where y'all don't know who. It's so deep, cold-blooded. OG hustlers like myself, from a whole different era of y'all, sit back knowing like, oh my God, this is crazy. This nigga's a rat, that nigga's a rat. They think this nigga's a rat. And this is how it literally is for everybody in the streets. Motherfuckers got the wrong. It's just all clouded. Y'all got people that y'all think is like, no disrespect to Game. And Game, every Game, no. There's more real like gang street niggas than Game. Gang had a lot of time in the industry. So Game did alright for itself. I want to be clear when I say whatever I say is for the purposes of making the streets clear, and it's not for dragging any of these people down, because these people have done all right for themselves better than motherfuckers in the streets. So I don't want y'all to get lost and be like, oh, Game is a sucker. Game did okay for himself. The thing is, he keeps attaching himself to that lifestyle. He can still be supportive of these brothers and still have dealings with them and still be an assistance to them, like a rope for them to pull themselves out. But he has to be clear on where he stands. It's too much shuffling around. So his people can't even use him as an anchor to pull themselves out the streets because he all over the place. It creates a problem. All the rules and laws we had was for a purpose. If a man was fortunate enough to make it out the streets, you stay out. Therefore, we can use you as a life donut. How are we going to use you to pull ourselves out the streets if you the fucking life donut that's, you going into the water with us. You can't use you for no leverage. Game all over the place. He in the streets, he out, but he in. It creates cloud. Could have just simply listened, man, my brothers, a lot of motherfuckers that I come from is deeply embedded into their life. I was one of the fortunate ones, you know. My mother was crib. Game got a sweet little life. Not saying it was sweet. He went through, you know, horrible shit like niggas in the streets go through. But he wasn't tied down to anything like a lot of brothers in the streets are. Kind of tied and boxed in. Game was like someone from the streets who was able to explore. He could have pulled that wisdom in. Because he know the Crip side. His mother was a Crip. His brother's father's side or whatever, they bloods. Or his brother. That side bloods. Game came up. He didn't indulge as much as his brother in those that was deeply embedded. Like I said, some niggas got talents. He got talents. Play ball, he do many different things. So he was probably one of those people from the streets that were busy. I knew a lot of guys like that I came up with. They spent a lot of years in college and they was from the streets, but they didn't indulge into everything we did. But they seen everything and they experienced it. If that makes sense. But really indulging into every aspect, nah, they kind of had other lanes to go in life. So they was like, sometime, whenever they around. And Game probably was like that kind, you know. Whenever he was around, he indulging and going, just like now. When he in the hood, he probably indulging. He probably don't go as far as pulling off drive-bys and shit like this, but he around it. Drive-by happened while he around, so he around it to know. But the line got to be crossed, and when this don't happen, you get weirdo shit happening where we all just sink down. So it's a deep thing y'all gotta grasp. I don't want y'all to look at Game and be like, oh, when he did that thing with 40 Glock, he wasn't supposed to do that. Because now he set the course to fuck up the whole street and gang culture. So now you got people ganging in to basically say, I'm going to jail. You got Soulja Boy in the middle of the gangster, in the middle of the jungle, live. That would never happen in my day. The jungle's not a new place. That hood in LA, it's been infamous. Ever since I was like 7. Before I was born. I'm 35, about to be 36. Before I was born, that shit was infamous. Ever since I was young, like 8, we heard of this place. Because that's where a lot of the movies, the LA movies that we love, they may do a scene or two there. So we always, like in the Denzel Washington movie, where he was the cop, with Ethan Hawke, Training Day. They shot a scene in the jungle. So we always was familiar with that place, or heard of it, seen little images of it. But to actually see it in real time would never fucking happen. You will never know what happens in the jungle unless you live there. You see it on TV, you just see motherfucker passing through it. But you don't see nothing. Just the place you get to see. But in today's times, you got actual literal Soulja Boy. That would never fucking happen. So this is my point. Now let's say it's just deep. Game started all of that. So you see my point? How when somebody is not truly embedded into that lifestyle, they can throw it off course. Game set a whole new rule and law of streets that don't work with the street. It worked better with the cops. So this is how you know when a thing ain't right. You could say, man, what Game did to 40 Glock was right. If it was truly right what he did, then it would not benefit the police. Because if 40 Glock popped back off on Game, they would have been in jail as a result of that. So that helps the cops. Not saying Game is a rat, just doing what he's doing unconsciously, thinking of where it's going to lead. So cause and effect. He's not thinking of the effect. His cause was to show, man, this nigga ain't that fucking tough. And I get him on that. Cool. Show he ain't that tough. I guess he kind of made his point because 40 Glock's like, he act like he really ain't that tough no more. He kind of different. He not still the same. If he was him, he would still be him. Like, yo, The motherfucker caught me, whatever it is. Fuck y'all, suck my dick. Real niggas just get, real nigga gonna get defensive when niggas ain't about that life. Be like, man, 40 Glock trying to explain itself to people. That's where niggas go wrong when you really solid. Nigga ain't gonna never do that. Fuck y'all. View me however the fuck y'all want. Y'all wouldn't have been walking down that street like that and got caught by this nigga and all that shit like that. So don't tell me nothing, nigga. Don't forget, I come from that shit. So he supposed to be real about it. Nigga, I come from that shit, nigga. He got me, but you won't. I'll get you. And set the precedence on this shit. Like, hold the fuck up. You got niggas explaining themselves, giggling and shit. No, fuck gaming. It don't go like that. He wasn't supposed to do that, and him doing that, he made his point. This nigga ain't that solid, maybe. But he set this gangster shit on the wrong course that benefits the law. You know how many people get locked up on a daily because of all these live videos and weird shit y'all do? It's a reason. Because the laws and the street values that y'all live by now, they benefit the cops. Where they don't even have to have a budget for surveillance and wiretapping, because y'all do it. All they got to do is go to Facebook, Twitter. They even got y'all in writing now. Like, it's deep. They got more than just like the voice and the footage. They got writings. You go to Facebook, Twitter. You can get your writings, you get your footage and all these things from there. You go to YouTube, get your footage and your sound and hear what they say. So they just got to shift through y'all shit. This is why the Taxstone and Troy Ave case took so long. And it's still taking so long. And a lot of y'all probably wonder, damn, they took a long time to lock up Taxstone. It wasn't that they took a long time. They like, man, these motherfuckers talk so much. Wait till they finish talking. You don't want to wrap it up too fast. They not going to never shut up. We could bury these niggas if you just be patient and let these niggas just get tired of talking so fucking much. And we shift through all of that shit and do what we need to do. Now, Taxstone sitting in feds, and Troy Ave having his legal troubles, and the case is dwindling on. And it's dwindling on for a reason, because they just letting motherfuckers just talk themselves into oblivion. No need to get the trial started. Just let's wait a little bit. They talking more. So we going to have a little more evidence now we got to sort through. So just hold on, wait. So that's why the Taxstone would have got arrested a month after that shit happened. But, when that month came, you're like, hold on. It's a lot of blogs and all type of weird shit out. You got to sift through this first. That's more evidence. Oh, Troy Ave did a Breakfast Club interview. Hold on, let's check that out. We was going to go get Taxstone now. But wait. Might as well get all we can get. So y'all do the job for them. And you say, oh, the case is taking long. No, y'all is just taking long to shut up. So you got Troy Ave. He went back on the Breakfast Club. So now that's going to make the case take a little more longer to reach a conclusion. Because now they got to shift through that 45 minutes, and then people going to respond back, and then my song going to say Troy Ave's a bozo, and then this nigga going to say what he got to say, and then they got to wait for all of this to finish. So they can pile it together, go through it, and then, before that happens, somebody else going to run their mouth when they get all that information together and situated. Then they going to say, okay, we ready to move along with this case. We got an abundance. And then somebody else going to start talking. Troy Ave going to do another Breakfast Club interview, or Taxstone going to call from the pen, and it's just going to set off another pause. And so y'all do this for them. It's so deep and cold-blooded. And it's because people living in the streets ain't got no clue what the streets is about. You got niggas running around here on dumb time. It's cold-blooded. The brothers that rap and do what they do, they need to just do that. Focus on legitimizing themselves completely. What's the point? You don't have to sell dope no more, nigga. Why? You don't have to sell dope. You don't have to live on a block where you might come out your building and get smoked. Just completely legitimize yourself and be a pillar for those that come from your hood. Tell them, listen, man, when y'all done with that lifestyle, I got a place for you. But I can't indulge in no way, and I cannot deal with y'all in no way if you doing that, because I got to completely legitimize myself for those of y'all that want to get a better life. You see my point? You got to be solid on Y'all getting into this game and y'all still clouding yourself up with stupid shit. Motherfuckers get on, they still want to be halfway criminals. Just be what you are. If you're a criminal, you be all the way a criminal. If you not, and you get an opportunity to not be a criminal and still be able to sustain yourself, because most niggas don't even be making no money in the streets. It's crazy. They just be suffering. Then they get an opportunity and you pulling, what the fuck wrong with you? Stay with that. Legitimize that completely out. And begin to build yourself up and meet new people that's legit themselves and, just completely shape and form yourself like you did when you was in the streets. Same science to it. And like I said, be a pillar for those of your homies and family members that don't want to live that life no more. Now they got an opportunity to come and fuck with you in a legit way and make a living for themselves legit, where they don't have to be getting smoked and all this dumb shit either. And give people things to aspire for. I'm going to leave this street shit alone and go fuck with the homie for a little while. And not judge the homie and say, oh, he turned his back on us. But what he doing is a good thing. He ain't turning his back on us. He just saying there's a door here. If you come through this door, you have to be like how things are on this side. Until you decide to come through this door, you got to stay on that side. I'm not cutting you off. I'm cutting that life off. And you just fortunate or unfortunate enough to still attach yourself to that. Oh, man, I don't have enough opportunity yet to free y'all. But let me completely. So this week, bring ours back. Let them go. Let them legitimize themselves completely. A lot of brothers don't be on that time because, we stuck in limo trying to be what everybody wants us to be. You want to be real for your niggas in the streets. You want to be real for the label you signed to and that legit company, and you just we be all over the place. You got to just pick where you're going to be. So I say that because I don't want Charlemagne and Angela Yee and Envy. I don't want the game or none of these people to feel like I'm bashing them or saying, man, you ain't real. I'm just saying certain people don't really truly qualify to do certain things. Be what you are completely, because it's a good thing. I would prefer to be in Charlemagne, not me, but I'm sure most motherfuckers in the streets would prefer to be in Charlemagne's, in Game's position, as opposed to being in the street. Lest they wouldn't be going on these platforms. So grasp. It's a deep thing. It's important that they just be that. And you knowing that, you know in the back of your mind at the end of Game, when he go see his homies, he know in the back of his mind, look, these niggas, not in a jealous way, they want to be me, but they would trade their life for mine in a heartbeat. He know it. He around them. He know what that life is. Motherfuckers living in damn near shacks. We try to act like, being poor in America is different than in third world countries. No, the fuck it ain't. Niggas live in goddamn shacks. They just stacked on top of each other. Called a building. And you convince yourself that your shanty, it ain't the same. Motherfucker, that shit the same as a goddamn hut or anything. Get real. We be lost as fuck. Especially if you live in New York. Motherfuckers live in shanties. They just in buildings. Motherfucker live in a 1-bedroom shanty. You dig? Nigga act like that shit ain't the same. No, it's a different kind of poor. Nigga, get the fuck please, nigga. Yeah, we got running water, but that shit'll kill you. At least motherfuckers in them third world countries, when they go get their water, at least it's fresh a little bit. Our shit ain't. So y'all be lost. It's a different kind of poor. No, we slaved the fuck out. It's a different kind of slavery. Niggas poor the same. We just slaved the fuck out. So our brains see this shit different. Like, this is better. They don't see no different. They like, you motherfucker. Y'all motherfucker. They wouldn't even eat our food and drink our water. Nigga, you like this nigga dirt poor, but he won't eat my food. Nigga, your food ain't real food. Nigga real. He a real person. He not a part of the system. He like, I want real shit. This shit don't smell like no apple. This shit don't got no seed in it. This shit, man, what is this? Plastic plant. Plastic plant fruit that they grew in the laboratory, nigga. And you got a lot of plastic plant niggas in the street, man. They grew these niggas in the motherfucking rap game. Not talking about Game. He tied in somewhat. I'm not talking about him. But you got a lot of niggas that are. They like plastic plant niggas, man. They was planted in the rap game. And the gangsters that wasn't planted in the hood. But they blossomed in the game, gangster. And that shit ain't the same. It's like a plastic plant to a real one. It's like a GMO fruit to a real fruit. Shit ain't the same. You may think it's the same. But trust me, it's not the same. So y'all need to just get this street thing a little more organized. I wanted to make sure I did this video for the people in the streets. I want to tell Hell old. He about 40 something. He don't need to even, it's nothing he need to prove. He did his time in life, and Hell, he did his real nigga shit. I'm sure of it. Lest he wouldn't have been in the pokey. I don't think he was the realest nigga on his block, so I'm not saying no shit like that. But, you know, it can be perceived that way, being as though he eventually was associated with Dipset and all of them, and they became kind of big. So it gives him a bigger persona than everybody he may have came up with. But I'm sure he wasn't the realest nigga on his block. He probably wasn't even in the top 3. But he was a part of that life, for real. And, you know, he don't need to explain himself to goofy-ass people and none of that. He needs to stay free. He's older now. He's in his 40s. Chill. Max out. Like, motherfuckers say what they want. They gonna think what they want, nigga. But who the fuck? If you know a nigga ain't from the street, what does it matter? If you know a nigga beating you up on camera, why do you even care so much? Just let it go. I say that because I don't want Hell Rel or nobody to get mad at me and be like, oh, you tried to play Hell Rel. I don't got time for y'all goofy behavior. I say what's real, because somebody got to say it. Let shit go and stay this way. Maybe a few will hear and say, yo, he right. A few OGs may hear me and say, nah, he right. And they may pump that out and it slowly may balance back out. Because right now, we got niggas in the streets on suicide time. The shit how y'all living is going to take y'all to jail. Y'all cool with this dumb shit. It's like suicide. You got the young boys in Chi-Town shooting each other. They recording shit. Going to jail and dying like this. And they setting themselves up to live on that dumbass time. The fuck you doing that for? You gotta live that. The nigga that's watching that shit don't live it. You explaining yourself to this nigga. Y'all become slaves to goofy ass motherfuckers that watching you. You gotta get back to the old ways, you know what I'm saying? Where goofy niggas didn't watch what real niggas did. They ain't want no parts of it. And it's because a real nigga would have put him in a real nigga's perspective. Well, if you're questioning me, you must be a part of the life. So, you just broke the first rule. Which is questioning niggas on street shit. And then you just give them that street action and they can understand. Shit real. But this video is important because you got a lot of the youth, like I said, falling into this street shit, and it's not what it was. They really think they're big homies, and the OGs that they have now, these is the niggas that was left. You got a crew of gangsta ass niggas in the past. The niggas y'all have left now as y'all OGs and big homies are just the niggas that was left. Your favorite rapper that's from the streets, he was not the realest nigga on his block. He wasn't even on that time like that, lest he wouldn't be rapping. You have to fucking grasp this. It's simple as fuck. Mano come from the same area as Big and a lot of these niggas. But you see, when they was all becoming rappers, he wasn't, because he was in fucking jail. So you grasp? This is what I mean when I say your favorite rapper ain't really about that life, lest he wouldn't have been rapping. So you got a bunch of people that's Mano age, Cameron, Jim Jones, a bunch of people. Joel Santana, he around my age, which is all in the same age if you want to be technical. And Lil Wayne, a whole bunch of people that became rappers. And Mano their age group, but he started so late because he was in jail. You have those that really was in that shit all the way. And that's what happens. You got those that dibble and dabble somewhat, and they kind of slip their way out. And, you know, you got those that get put on young. And this is good. So, like Joel Santana and Lil Wayne, people that got put on the game young. I'm not trying to insult them and say, man, they ain't really real like that. I'm saying they need to be really real to the life that they a part of. Motherfucker, you became a rapper young. You should have been embraced that shit. Joel Santana should have been did what Lil Wayne did and completely embraced that shit and cut the fuck out and legitimize yourself out and go in. Motherfuckers be shifting and flipping and flopping too much. They be stuck in that shit, that life. So it's deep. I want motherfuckers to be the best they could be. That's what it's about. Because when niggas do good for themselves and be solid and stern in that legitimized life, we could start pulling ourselves out with them. They could start really locking into the proper ways to really be. You got niggas that's still living by stupid street rules. This is what they pushing out. Mind you, there's a lot of knowledge that they know that don't go with the streets. So they don't tell y'all this shit. Because y'all gonna be looking at them weird. So they just do what they do and they still have their success and their money, and you in the hood broke and bummed out, living by your dumbass laws and codes, and they can only reach you through your dumbass laws and codes. So we create blocks for ourselves. Let a motherfucker go do what he do, be what he be, so he can get all he could get out of that, so you can get all you can get out of him. Lest you be all stuck in the hood looking stupid as fuck. Talking about he ratted and he ain't real and he ain't real and you all fucked. So ain't nothing real about that. Grasp that. In a whole, nigga, ain't nobody black real. Because we fucked. So talk to me about real shit like that. Say, I'm real. He not real. Well, in a whole, black people fucked. They do stupid, dumb shit in a whole. So what's real about black people in a whole? Because before you get to individuals, you got to have the whole. Before you go to individual links in the chain and say, oh, this link in the chain is a little loose, I need to screw it. And this link is a little loose. And before you do that, you got to adjust the whole chain in a whole. Is this chain a piece of shit in a whole? Or do we got a few piece of shit links that need to be removed? We got to do this with the whole race. In a whole. Y'all get lost into y'all individuality. Black people fucked in a hole and you like, well, it ain't like that with everybody. Motherfucker, the small few that's doing okay for themselves don't apply to the fucking whole. You still a part of that whole, motherfucker. You get reminded on the regular. I don't give a fuck how rich niggas get. They still get reminded what they are. A part of that dumb fucking whole. When the whole strengthen, then the motherfucking individual can go out into the world and be great because he got a great whole behind him. It's deep. I think the things I say, they ain't going to register right. People going to get insulted in their way. I don't care. I'm on real nigga time. Not real nigga time, but I'm on real man time. So you don't get lost. Words don't matter, but what is being said is what matter. What I meant. I'm on real man time. I don't got time for goofy kid shit. Impressing kids. And nigga said this, so I gotta say something back. I don't gotta say nothing. I just gotta beat your ass off camera and off the limelight. So you know in real life, motherfucker. That's how I give it up. Fuck online shit. So certain shit I say might not be politically correct for online. And it make people say, I gotta say something back and whatever. I'm not on that time, nigga. So don't ever apply y'all goofy perspectives to me. And, oh, you should have did this. I'm not on your faggoty time. So whatever you think I should have did, I should not have. The fuck you talking about? What I should have did is whatever the fuck I do. Because I'm seasoned. It's a difference. I've been in the streets a long time. I did more shit than most of these niggas y'all ever even think of. Tied in with motherfuckers, y'all are goofy. It's just a deep fucking thing. So it would never be in my concerns to care about. The gangsters got to get back on that time. Y'all got to stop caring about what motherfuckers that don't matter think. What the fuck, nigga? They not out here. So what the fuck you care? Y'all are sick. We got to stop setting ourselves up, though, man. Let our great be great so that, the whole could start getting better, man. Start being more supportive. We need to all go out, cut our Netflix accounts for Monique. Because it's a time for getting. This is how the Me Too thing is. When you put the powers that be on blast, whether you're right or wrong, because I'm not saying the Me Too people right, but just what they're doing, the way they're doing it right. They're all coming together. Powers that be just want them to shut up. So they're going to all get what they want. And we can kind of receive some of that, whatever reciprocates from that. We could receive some of that giving too, meaning this the worst time for Netflix to get bashed and, oh, you trying to play Monique, this the worst time for them to go through that. They'd give her whatever she wants just to get the whole public to shut the fuck up. They'll give us all free Netflix for 3 months if everybody deleted their Netflix accounts and said, until y'all pay Monique right and stop playing these games, we ain't, because y'all got it. It ain't even, Netflix probably make trillions of dollars at this point. I know they at least in the billions. So they got enough to give Monique a punk ass 20, 30 million. Shit, pennies. What they gave Dave Chappelle and all that sound good to us because we ain't got shit. But when you look at Netflix in a whole, so what, they gave this nigga 4 pennies off of what the whole shit worth. His shit is what's gonna make that shit last another 3-4 years. Where a nigga like, I ain't tired of this shit. Dave Chappelle is what's bringing all the new people that they get, new subscriptions, and it's because of him. So I want you to grasp his worth was way more than 40. But you can give a nigga 4 pennies any day. And take it. And I'm not saying Dave Chappelle didn't do right or nothing like that. I'm just giving you the perspective. We already set ourselves up for this failure. So he doesn't have no choice, in a sense, but to go along with the foolishness that we've set up for ourselves. But, if we all had brains, Dave Chappelle and a lot of the other comedians would step up and say, no, hold on. Give her what she deserves. I'm a cause a little ruckus with her. And I'm popular, too. So that's going to make your shit look weird. If Dave Chappelle come out and be like, no, boycott Netflix, some people will respond and say, okay, see, when Monique said, niggas like, you stupid as fuck, you fat bitch, shut your fat ass up and get your ass out of here, you old. But when somebody popular say it, ball will get rolling a little bit. Then you get the next popular person like, nah, yeah, they right. Chris Rock, like, nah, don't do that. Pay her. Y'all starting to make me look at this shit kind of weird. They would hurry up and had just paid her just to get motherfuckers to shut the fuck up. Hold on, y'all about to fuck up way more money than 20, 30. Just give her that. And now we got to get all these subscriptions back. So when you unsubscribe, you help yourself because now they got to lure y'all back in. And we giving away 3 months free. It used to be 30 days free. We giving you 3 months now. Please come back. Now y'all benefit in a sense. You get 3 to 6 months free Netflix for coming back, and she get what she want. And now when the next person comes up to get a Netflix deal, they already know my deal is going to be in the millions or better. Because that $500,000 shit got them fucked up for a little minute. So they ain't going to even tap dance on that. And we going to give people what they worth. Start with that. Because if we don't, the motherfucker going to start complaining. Then we going to have a problem. If black people, man, they stick together. If this is how we was, they would view it that way. Man, they stick together. Just fucking give them what they say or they gonna fuck this shit up. Because no race of people watch TV more than blacks. So Netflix is really just a black thing, if you want to be technical. Yeah, others are subscribed, but we do the viewing. Grasp. It's just like regular TV. We do the viewing. We do the majority of YouTubing and watching and Facebooking, and we lost in all of this. It's like I said, we the baby race. So we lost in all the games and shenanigans, but it's a deep thing. This video is pulling up on an hour and 30 minutes, and y'all know I don't do videos this long. I like to get straight to the point. I ain't big on talking a lot, but just get the point across. And this point is so deep and delicate, I want to make sure y'all grasp. We got to start going against the fool shit. Start with the streets. All that weird shit y'all doing and that talking and that online texting and beefing, that got to stop. Or you're not a part of this culture, this street gangster shit. Don't do that. Stop recording shit. Don't do that, because you setting the pace for motherfuckers to fail out here in the streets that really got to live this shit. So stop. This video is for that. Stop. We got to stop viewing motherfuckers that's doing the wrong shit as right because we like them. It doesn't matter if you like somebody. Let the laws of the shit form who you like. We let who we like shape and form the law. And then shit be fucked up in the streets, in the music industry, and everywhere. Anything we a part of, we let the shit get fucked up. And this is why. So this is all I'm saying. I don't want anyone to get insulted. I don't want anyone to feel any kind of way. This is not about that. But this is about the babies and those that's up and coming and those that's still out here living in these lives. You fucking up they shit when y'all do these things. It's nothing real or gangster about the life and the way y'all living in the streets now. This is bozo shit. Think about some of y'all don't even have no ties to the real solid niggas that know these laws that I've somewhat been explaining. Like explain what the purposes of snitching and the way we speak in the gang culture. Because I explained all of these things so you grasp in this video. So there's no need for any confusion. Just keep the laws and the things, keep the order how it is supposed to be. Lest you got to live the dumb foo-foo shit and it brings your value down. The gangster value is down. This is why the 6ix9ine Tekashi, whatever his name is, this is why he feels like, I'm not threatened by these goofy ass gang member LA niggas, because y'all brought y'all value down. The events that Gang did with 40 Glock, all these little minor stupid events, they brought the gang culture and value down to where LA gang members are not respected. It sounds harsh and I may get slack, but it's the truth. That shows you that. It doesn't matter, oh, he didn't come to the dead ghetto. It don't matter. He came out there. His actions show he don't have a certain level of respect for the gangster lifestyle. This is why, because of these goofy things that are transpiring. It brings the value down to where people look watery. Like, it makes everybody look goofy. So if a goofy nigga do something to a real nigga, then it makes all look goofy. Because what the goofy nigga does is going to be goofy. Now the real nigga is swallowed up into that goofiness, making the whole culture in itself watered down. It looks goofy. And then you get to the daytimes, you got people just crip walking and blood walking, and it's just a dance. And you got people that you know ain't really gang members that grew up in this with their gang flags on, throwing up sets. And you like, I know this is really goofy, but it is what it is. It can't no longer be it is what it is. Real niggas got to start standing forth and not being scared of being slandered. I don't mind if niggas slander me. I'll take that and play me out and say, fuck you. We like gaming. We like everybody better than you. You ain't shit. And I'll be the sacrifice for this to be heard. Because a lot of people scared to speak the truth. So, fortunately for me, I've been through everything niggas be rapping and bullshit talking about. So my level of fear is just not where y'all's is. It's like, I know niggas is goofy and dying is what it is. Niggas is goofed out. Like I said, my channel was based on wisdom and knowledge. So I discuss things like what death is, and I break down what the underlying messages in the Bible and ancient Kemetic is. Like chem. It's chemistry. So the land of Chem was the land of science, chemistry. Chem. Dark magic. So that's what science was referred to in them times. Dark magic. It's not fun magic. This is real magic that can fuck you up or help you. It all depends on what the person chooses to do with it. So it's a deep thing. If you lost, chemistry is when you bring, the chemical properties of things together, causing certain effects. So It's a deep thing, but in any event, it's the wise servant here, Mr. Silas. Peace and wisdom. Hopefully everyone received this video the right way. Hopefully y'all begin to adjust these things, man, as far as the streets go. I don't care if you made mistakes and you've done things that go against what I said in the video. Everybody in their heart, if you come from the streets even a little bit, you know everything I said in this video is 100% facts. And I enlightened y'all on a lot of things that y'all may have forgotten about. Like, you know, the gang way we talk where you don't say the C words and things like this. So just be real with yourself. Even if, you know, you've somehow derailed a little bit, just be real. We got to get things back on track. You know, this video ain't for to point out those who ain't real, but it's just about everybody getting real. So that's the purpose of this video. It ain't for niggas to get lost. And no, he going at you. Get real. Let's get real. Because this is our lives. This is how we make our livings. Whether you in the streets, whether you in rap, wherever you at. We can't goofy it out because then we water our value down. The street nigga value is low. So it's a deep thing. Niggas setting themselves up to die and go to jail. It's the same in the rap thing. So we just got to get a little more together. And that's all I'm saying. I ain't come here to be the tough guy. Like I said, I come from old school times, man. You do what you do. You had rainy days and you had days where you ain't get ranked on. But you make the best of what you had. Niggas knew what you was about. Your wins and losses ain't had nothing to do with who you was. This ain't no goddamn game. This is our life in these streets. And like I said, you can get wet some days and some days you don't get wet. But the thing is to not get wet a lot. If you get my point. And you know, a nigga's cloth is what it is. He come from that tough level. So he alright. Whatever happens to him, he alright. And he come from that cloth and he good. He good to go. And we just got to start bringing that aspect back and just knowing all this goofy shit y'all getting into, y'all making streets and real life things entertainment. Judging things from entertainment. This is real life. So we just got to get more, you know, back into the perspective of the real. It's like I said, everything getting jaded. Niggas need to just get a little more solid. And again, understand a lot of the people that we have at the top are not the real. And it's not to make them look bad, but I say what I say for whoever is in position, be real. Be what's real. If you don't remember, I don't really remember the street and gang rules, but I'm in a position where they view me as the top goon. Like ARAB, you got different niggas that's in these different cities that's viewed as top goons. Know the way. Know the answers for niggas. So this shit don't derail the fuck into goofy land. Because I'm seeing a lot of niggas that's real going into goofy fucking land. I'll be deep, my nigga. I'm real with it. I'll be ready to call nigga out. I don't give a fuck. Nigga do goofy shit, you goofy. It don't matter if you got 50 fucking niggas with you. Goofy is fucking goofy, nigga. You can't respect what's goofy. How do y'all get to that point? But my point is this. If niggas is on the top and they at that slot, be real. If you forgot you come from a time where those real OGs from the past that, you know, started all of these rules and purposes. If you don't got no connection to that, it's niggas like me that's out here that was connected to that. And I ain't saying it like that, but you can clearly hear if you watch this whole video, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I could tell you how to make some money out here in these streets and how to go far. But you can't do that in today's times the way the streets is. So I can't tell you nothing. All I can tell you is this first. Clean the streets up so you can shift through it right. Because right now it's just fucked up. You got trash and bullshit everywhere. Get that out the way. Then I can show you a path of how you do this. And you get right. Because a lot of y'all out here, man, y'all can do what y'all do. All you need, back in the day, niggas had consigliers and consultants. Lost. Y'all like, huh? Drug dealers, big time street niggas had consultants. They had gangsta ass niggas like me behind the scenes that they consulted with. Like, yo, shit getting clouded. I need a perspective. And a nigga tell you what's up, nigga. Because they ain't out there no more, but they chilling. They got that peace. They still got that all they experience. Nigga, you going on this path. A lot of y'all doing what y'all doing. Y'all going on paths I done already went through. I'm going to tell you, man, you about to come across that. And you about to come across that after that. And You got people that came before you for a reason. So you ain't got to go through every goddamn brick wall they went through. We don't utilize shit. We get lost in fucking dumb shit. I'm the top goon of this city, so I'm not about to ask that little nigga nothing. Nigga, you better come ask me. Well, fuck, nigga, I remember all the street values. I didn't get into the street like niggas do on this time, where you just find yourself apart. But I was groomed into this by niggas that come from a whole different cloth. I got family members, my father, my aunt, that was in this shit before Alpo Rich poured in these motherfuckers. These is like they little peoples. Like, I remember them when they was young. Some of them surpassed some of them. And they like, damn, man, that was my little nigga. Yeah, I remember. I'm talking to my family. That's how they talk. Yeah, I remember little Richie, man. Because that's what they call him. In real life. Richie. They say shit like that. Yeah, I remember little fucking Richie, man. You know, because he like 10, 15 years younger than my pops and my aunt. But they all come from that same life. And then, you know, some people get bigger than others, but it's niggas all doing what they do. I come from that cloth. This is my family. 164th in Amsterdam. So if you from New York in the streets, then you understand what I'm telling you. I'm from that place where all these drug dealers y'all talk about come from. That hill from like 164th down to like 145th. This where all that shit was. That's the heart of this whole Harlem drug dealing shit. I don't give a fuck if you talking about Guy Fisher times. Pee Wee Kirkland fucking times. That's the heart, the pulse of that whole shit. Well, fuck if you from the east side, wherever. Everybody did their thing. But I'm old school. Niggas don't even remember the past. Like, this shit deep. This nigga's older than me. They act like they dumb as fuck and they don't know none of this shit. How y'all forget all of this? Young niggas that's coming up in these streets, they gotta know this history. Every detail to grasp in totality, the point. It's like I said, I come from a certain cloth. A lot of you niggas is in position. Get this knowledge, my nigga. So you can put niggas on the right path for your benefit for the streets, because you out there. You don't want to have to be living by goofy ass shit that's going to jam you up, no matter how you look at it. Can't be. Troy Ave in a position where, you know, you're jammed up. Why? Because the rules of the streets is on goof bag time. So it's deep. But it's the wise servant here, Mr. Solace. Peace and wisdom.